During the Clone Wars, many battle droids fought and died for the Separatist Alliance, with most of their actions being programmed by the central Separatist computer. Some battle droids, however, were able to break free from the central computer and gain full control over their actions, including being able to feel strong emotions and desert the Separatist army. So I'm going to break down 7 awesome battle droids and their stories. Before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed for more awesome Star Wars lore content. Number 1. Mr. Bones. Once the Clone Wars came to a swift end with the destruction of the Separatist Council and the decimation of the Jedi Order through Order 66, all battle droid production factories were ordered to stop production immediately, leaving them dormant for many years. As the time of the Empire came, however, one rebel fighter was able to scavenge enough spare parts from an old Separatist droid factory, allowing him to create one of the most murderous, destructive, and violent B-1 battle droids to ever grace the galaxy. His name was Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones' creator, Temmin Wexley, painted the murderous battle droid red and black, and attached bones from dead birds and fish to his mechanical limbs. On top of this, Wexley attached a vibroblade to one of Mr. Bones' limbs and also replaced half of his head with a telescoping red eye, before sharpening Mr. Bones' nose down to a very fine point intended to resemble a menacing bird of prey. Because Temmin Wexley had no friends and was bullied by those around him, Mr. Bones became a very close friend with the boy. The crazy B-1 unit protected Temmin from a pack of bounty hunters, and after the Battle of Endor, Mr. Bones even helped to rescue the New Republic star pilot Wedge Antilles from Ray Sloan of the Imperial Remnant. Following this, Mr. Bones also helped to incite a rebellion on the planet CLEAVER, before even trying to kill Han Solo not long after, believing he was a threat to his master. He even helped to liberate a group of Wookiee slaves, including Chewbacca, from the horrid prison on Kashyyyk known as Ashmead's Lock. Finally, Mr. Bones served at the Battle of Jakku for the New Republic, chopping many sandtroopers to pieces before tragically being killed by friendly fire from New Republic A-Wing fighters while protecting his master. You can find my full video on Mr. Bones in the description below, along with the full stories of all the other droids on the list linked in the pinned comment and description. Number 2. B-1 CC-14. B-1 CC-14 was a B-1 battle droid created by the Separatists for the purpose of guarding prison transports. After Count Dooku ordered the kidnapping of clone trooper Kix because of his discovery of the inhibitor chips inside of the head of every clone, he decided to send Kix directly to his homeworld of Sereno for further questioning with Darth Sidious. To do this, Kix was frozen and placed inside of a cryostasis pod, and then loaded onto the Separatist cruiser known as the Obrexta 3, where he was guarded by B-1 CC-14. As the Obrexta 3 was on its way to Sereno, it was viciously attacked by Republic forces, not knowing that Clone Trooper Kix was on board, leaving the Separatist ship badly damaged on all sides, and putting Kix in severe danger. Realizing that the ship was in absolutely no shape to make it all the way to Sereno, B-1 CC-14 disobeyed his orders from Count Dooku to take Kix to Sereno, and instead activated the ship's emergency distress beacon and hyperdrive, jumping into hyperspace without calculations. As you can imagine, this is not a good idea. It is still unknown why this B-1 battle droid disobeyed his orders to this day, but it was probably due to some small malfunction in his circuitry. After the swift hyperspace jump was completed, the ship arrived at the dusty atmosphere of a desert planet known as Ponema Terminal, where it burned up and crashed into the sandy surface, leaving Clone Trooper Kix stranded on the planet for the next 50 years, until he was later discovered by the Crimson Corsair pirate and his crew. Number 3. COPPERTOP. During the early months of the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Commander Cody, and the 212th were stationed on the rocky world of Bagoa, fighting against the huge hordes of droid forces on the planet. While on their mission, Commander Cody noticed something incredibly unusual about one of the enemy B-1 battle droids. This B-1 battle droid was completely friendly to the clone forces, and even provided medical attention to one of Cody's injured brothers. After noticing this, Cody carries his injured brother back to their camp, and Obi-Wan asks COPPERTOP, "If you've turned your back on life as a ruthless killing machine, what are your primary protocols?" COPPERTOP then awesomely responds, saying, 1. To live free, 2. To protect the weak, and 3. Rescue strays. Obi-Wan is genuinely shocked and confused by this, because these are the exact opposite traits to the standard B-1 battle droid units. Because of this, he fought alongside the 212th and helped them in combat against Asajj Ventress. Unfortunately, he soon surrendered in the middle of the battle, not wanting to cause any more pain and suffering for Kenobi's men. As he was being dragged away by Ventress and her bounty hunter accomplice, he tragically pulled the bounty hunter's deactivator switch, destroying his circuits and killing himself immediately. At least he went out his own way instead of just being another slave to the droid army. Number 4. Farmer. During the final months of the Clone Wars, a battalion of B-1 battle droids were marching through the important Republic farming world of Antimont in order to capture a key Republic stronghold. While marching towards their target, a blast mine was detonated, tearing through the droid forces, leading to something incredibly mysterious happening. One of the B-1 battle droids was sent tumbling through the air, off a nearby cliffside, hitting his head on a rock below. This injury gave the B-1 battle droid complete independence and the ability to disobey any order given to it. Because of this, the B-1 unit chooses to desert from the Separatist army and begins running from his fellow battle droids. One of his fellow droids, however, a grapple droid, notices his treasonous actions and begins chasing him through the mountains and valleys of the planet, trying to bring him back to the other droids. As the chase goes on, the B-1 unit manages to convince the grapple droid that freedom is the best way to live, telling him that he would rather experience 2 days of free will than return to the battlefield for endless war, destruction, and reassembly, before repeating the cycle over and over again. As the power begins to drain from the grapple droid circuit, he is disconnected from the central command system, allowing emotions to rush through his circuits for the first time ever. Sadly, he is very afraid of losing power and dying, but the B-1 battle droid reassures him that he will not be alone in his last moments before he tragically loses all power and dies. Sadly, not long after this, the B-1 battle droid also loses power, lying in rest for many years under a tall tree. Fortunately for him, many years later, 2 farmers rediscovered the B-1 unit under a thick layer of snow, rescuing him and taking him on as a farming assistant at their farm. Number 5. Bats. B-1 0516, or Bats, was a B-1 battle droid who served in the Separatist army at the Battle of Horain, coming up against Obi-Wan Kenobi and Captain Rex. During the battle, completely out of nowhere, one of the droids malfunctions so badly that he begins to feel sorry for Rex and Obi-Wan and begins firing back on his own fellow droid brothers. Rex then remarks that this is the first time he's ever seen a battle droid have a conscience. Kenobi then asks the droid if he's ready to switch sides and join the Republic, to which he quickly responds, "You bet, battle droid B-1 0516 at your service." In the typical clone tradition, Rex refuses to call the droid by his serial number, instead giving him the nickname Bats. Bats then immediately begins giving away the tactics of the droid forces and tells Obi-Wan exactly where the other droids on the planet are hiding. As the battle droid forces begin to close in on Kenobi and Rex, Bats wields a pair of E5 blaster rifles and destroys many of his brothers, allowing Kenobi and Rex to escape. Unfortunately, despite putting up a massive resistance, Bats was captured and taken to a nearby Separatist camp for analysis of his circuitry. While there, the commanding tactical droid ordered that Bats' programming be wiped to remove his horrible disobedience, but surprisingly, Bats resisted this and savagely ripped the arm off of a nearby battle droid and used it to smash his way out and escape reprogramming. He was then rescued by Obi-Wan Kenobi inside of an armored assault tank and brought back to their Republic gunship to serve the Republic from here on out. While on the Republic gunship, Bats even asked Anakin Skywalker to give him a lightsaber of his own. Number 6. NUNZIX. After the call for Order 66 was given and the slaughter of the Separatist Council on Mustafar by Darth Vader, almost every single Separatist battle droid received and activated the galaxy-wide shutdown order from Chancellor Palpatine. One Separatist commando droid, however, was able to resist the shutdown order and survive the Clone Wars, going on to become a rebel spy master for the Resistance after the fall of the Empire. NUNZIX was known for his very brash personality and calling humans meat. During the First Order Resistance Cold War, NUNZIX served under the Resistance spy master C-3PO, yes, you heard that right, and was able to discover a large amount of information while on the planet Kadak with Poe Dameron, relating to the First Order leadership and the location of Supreme Leader Snoke. Because of his strong self-preservation programming, however, he refused to release the information about Snoke to C-3PO before leaving Kadak because of security concerns. As they were leaving the planet, however, ready to bring the information back to C-3PO, they were shot down and landed on a desert world, where they managed to hide inside of a cave. They were very quickly chased into the cave by a First Order officer named Terex, however, closing them in. Thankfully for them, Temmin Wexley and his Black Squadron had arrived not long after to attempt a rescue. On top of this, Wexley sent the programming for Mr. Bones to Poe Dameron, who very quickly uploaded it to NUNZIX, turning him into a murderous, savage commando droid. NUNZIX then used Mr. Bones' programming to savagely kill many of Terex's men using cruel tactics, until eventually he was blasted and beheaded by Terex, ending his life immediately and losing the information about Snoke. Number 7. CLEAVER. CLEAVER actually began his life as a personal navigation droid and was later rebuilt as a commando droid. After being rebuilt, he served in the clone unit called the Breakout Squad. He was originally known as TJ, but after he was destroyed at an event known as the Mission to Kanachi, he was rebuilt using commando droid parts by CT-8863 Breaker. He was then renamed to CLEAVER by this clone trooper because he was very proficient at using a shock stick as a weapon. So those are 7 of the most awesome battle droids. Make sure you check out the full story of all of these battle droids in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.